afternoon, everybody. It is Friday, August 7th. My name is Karen, and this is BobbleHeadKnits. So welcome to my knitting vlog, everybody. We are going to zip right through things today because I don't have a whole lot to speak about or to talk about. And I'm incredibly tired, which I'll talk to you about in a bit. All right. First off, let's talk about finished objects. I have finished a pair of little kid socks. There they are. I have two of them. I do not have sock blockers, so you're going to have to just look at them like this. These are the Littles pattern by Kayla Litton of the Crazy Sock Lady, and I knit these in the size 3T to 4T for my grandson Atticus, and I use leftover West Yorkshire Spinners yarn in the colorway Rum Paradise. So I used about 34 grams of yarn, so I only have like 8 grams of it left. So between the pair of socks that I knit for myself and then these, pretty much used that whole ball of yarn. So I'm very happy about that. So Atticus has not tried these on. I think they're going to be just a tad too big to start with, but I think by winter time we'll be okay. We'll see how it goes. Very easy, simple pattern and nothing unusual about it. I did a basic slip stitch, heel flap and gusset, and they were top down. So all right, 34 grams out of my stash. Speaking of stash, if you have not heard, I am hosting the Yarn Stash Smash 2026 with Mandy from Diary of a Sweater Knitter, and we are holding quarterly drawings for finished objects knit mostly from your stash. If you want to learn more about it, you can go to yarnstashsmash.com, or both of us have on our Ravelry pages forums set up where you can chat about it, explain it. All the rules are there, and you can enter your finished objects each quarter. So we just did was it the second? Yes, the second quarter drawing about a month ago. So you've got time to get some more entries in for the third quarter. So I hope you come and join us. It has been fun. I am mostly knitting from stash this year. I am buying yarn if I am traveling or if I need it to finish a project or if I just fall off the wagon, which I have not done recently, so yay me. But the goal for me personally is to clear out some of my stash yarn so that I can buy new yarn. So come join us if you're interested in, yeah, lots of prizes. And you can enter in both of our Ravelry pages. So my Ravelry is under BobbleHeadKnits, and Mandy's also is, I believe she is under Mandy Bond Knits on Ravelry. So, all right, moving right along. Whips. I only knit on a couple, well, 3 items, so this is going to be fast. First, let's talk about my basic vanilla socks. These are my knit or Christmas in July socks, which I failed at Christmas in July, but I'm getting there on these. These are basic toe up vanilla socks, and I'm knitting it with some Freckled Whimsy Christmas yarn. This was actually a colorway from, I don't have a sock blocker with me, so I can't show you the proper way, but this is what it is. But the Freckled Whimsy yarn was a yarn of the month from last December. The colorway is called Happy Little Christmas, and it's beautiful. It's just a self-striping. And I took this sock with me to the movies last weekend and got a lot done. I finished the heel. I got well onto the leg, so I should have at least one of these done by next week, we hope. And then I still have to do the second one. So the skein looks like this. I'm doing the heel flap and gusset, the heel and the cuff will be in this complementary color there. They're beautiful. So Freckle Whimsy. I do miss getting the yarn of the month. I am knitting 56 stitches using Hiya Sharps on 2.25 millimeter needles. So loving this, and yeah, very easy knitting. It's my mindless knitting. So I will have it done, hopefully both socks by the end of the month, we hope. All right. Project number 1 out of the way. All right, the whip number 2 that I have been knitting on, and I hope to have this done by next Friday also. It's another Atticus project, and this is it. It is a simple bias baby blanket. He is 3, so he's more of a toddler, but I had the yarn and I decided he could still use a blanket. So here it is. I am very close on the finishing it. I am on the decreases and I have just a little bit of yarn left. So I think by next week I should have it done. So this is where I was last week and I've knit that much. So this is my work knitting. So I sit at my desk and when I have to read long, boring documents, I knit on this while working. So it's coming along. I did switch to shorter needles. I'm knitting them with my ChowGoo interchangeables. I was on a 50-inch cable and now I'm down to 22 inches. So, and I just switched today. So it is definitely getting smaller. The rows are going much quicker. The yarn on that is Knit Picks Chroma Worsted, the colorway Cousteau. You can't get that colorway anymore, but you can still get this yarn if you frequent Knit Picks. I no longer do, but to each their own. Very simple knitting. And as I said, this yarn, I had it and I had bought it in 2022 before Atticus was born with the idea that I was going to knit him a blanket. And I ended up knitting him a different blanket and I just had this in my stash and I was like, I need to go ahead and knit something for him. So this is it. So he knows he's getting it and he's excited. And he is going to be with us next Friday. So I'd like to get it done in time to give it to him next Friday. All right. That is 4 skeins of yarn. So as soon as I'm done, that will be coming out of my stash. All right. The next project, the only other one I worked on, I have to give you a spoiler warning. If you do not want to see the Stephen West, they're called the Chameleonic Sock. It's the surprise sock-along for 2026. If you do not want to see the pattern for that because you're knitting it or you're just anti-Stephen West, then just fast forward here, okay? Because I'm going to pull it out. All right, hang on. I did cast on both of them, so I will show you where I am. Clue 2 came out on Tuesday this past week, and I am on one of them totally caught up. So here it is. We are knitting using 2 skeins of yarn, and right now they're both attached. So things are kind of messy, but yes, it's coming along. I know that this is the bottom and it goes like this. This is the back of the leg, and I'm totally caught up for this one sock. This is what it looks like on the back, and then the bottom is just this. And the second sock I also have, I've not started Clue 2 on the second sock, but here it is. And this is what it looks like. It's not currently attached to anything. Hang on here, I got a needle hanging off of it. But that's what it looks like. So I will I will knit the back part of the leg for this one probably today because it's very easy knitting. So basically for Clue 2, he had us pick up from the back of the heel and then just do knit up as high as we want it to go. He had the option, he said, to to knit one repeat, or if you want it to have a regular size sock, to do 5. I did 5 because I do want a regular size sock, and it's very easy knitting. And of course, like all of Stephen West's patterns, he has videos to go along, so while it looks really complicated, he walks you through everything, and it is not. So if you are so inclined, you should go check out his sock patterns, because he does a lot of good tutorials. And yeah, the yarn I'm using is a Cascade Heritage in the colorway Citron, and then the second one is a Zauberball, and I'm not even going to tell you the color number because or I can tell you the color number, but I'm not going to tell you the color name because it's so complex that I'll just botch it. All right, let me tell you the color, at least the number on it. The Zauberball number is 459. And I've split my Zauberball into 2. I've split the Cascade Heritage into 2 also, so that I am able to knit both socks at the same time. And yeah, very happy with how these are looking right now. And I'm able to keep up. So yes, I will be able to finish the back of the second sock, definitely by tomorrow night, tomorrow's my Sunday, even though it's really Saturday tomorrow. So I'll be able to finish it before I go back to work. So yes, very happy. Hang on, a dog is coming to join us, maybe. No, guess not. Okay. They're tip-tapping around. All right. What else? Oh, I'm knitting these for me. So I picked the size 2. And so far that I could tell, it fit fine as far as the length of the foot. And hopefully once the front of the leg and the front of the foot gets done, they will fit me fine, but we'll see. All right. So that's all the knitting I did this week. I was very busy with work and other things, so did not have a whole lot of time to knit. So not a whole lot to show you, unfortunately. All right. Moving right along, I had no acquisitions this week, yay me, but I will tell you it's been really hard. I keep getting messages about Advents, and then also I'm really wanting to cast on another rocket tee in a cotton linen blend, but I don't have any cotton linen blend yarn in fingering weight. So I've been, eyeing some, but I probably will be able to resist. I've just been window shopping. So, knock on wood, I won't actually give in to any of the urges to buy yarn. All right. Other knitting news, I have none. And I'm looking over here because my iPad is over here. All right. For those of you not sticking around to hear about my life, I will hopefully see you next week. If you have not already, I ask that you like and subscribe. That would help me greatly. I am, not doing this for any reason other than just to kind of document my knitting and my yarn usage, but just to get more people to see these videos. If you like and subscribe, then YouTube kind of puts it out there in the world and to a few more people. So that would be great. All right, for the rest of you sticking around, I am incredibly tired. Not only because of work and too much out and aboutness this week, but I also went back to the pool today. I had not been to the pool in about 2 years. Since we moved back to downtown Denver where we live, I was able to go back to my old gym where we have a saltwater pool and get back in the water and do laps. Well, I did that for about 30 minutes today and it's kicked my butt. So I'm feeling it in like all my muscles. I'm exhausted. So that's why I'm really tired. I also just worked a lot this week, and we went out to dinner a couple nights this week, and I just, yeah, kind of just worn down. So the rest of my weekend is going to be spent taking it easy. All right, we did go, as I mentioned, we went out to dinner last night with my mother-in-law. Hi, Francie, if you're watching. My mother-in-law is a crocheter, and she actually took a skein of yarn off of my hands. I had some yarn. Well, she needed some cotton yarn, and it was not cotton linen, it was just cotton yarn. So she asked if I had any, and I did. So I brought it to her. So I had a skein of yarn go out of my stash, thanks to Francie. So yes, we went out. We were going to have her over to our new place because she has not seen our new place, but they were working on our elevator for the last 3 days, and we live in a high rise, and we didn't want to make Francie climb the stairs. So we ended up just going, picking her up and taking her out. So she's not seen our new place yet, but she is going to probably next week. We'll come over and see our new condo. So what else? Last week I did go to see the Odyssey last Saturday. I mentioned, was it Saturday? I don't remember, but I did mention to all of you that I was going to go see the Odyssey, and we did go, and it was very good. It was very long though. I did take my Christmas in July vanilla socks and knit on them during the movie. The movie was good. A lot of big names and, all that. If you've most people know the story of the Odyssey, or if you're of my generation, you do because we had to read it in school. So, and then there have been many other retellings of the Odyssey. So you kind of knew what was going to happen, but yeah, they did a good job, and we did not see it in like the big IMAX screen setting. We just saw it in regular theater, and yes, it was very good. Then what else? Since we're moving on to reading and watching, other things that we've been watching. We finished Cape Fear on Apple TV. Very disturbing show, but it's like the third or fourth version of Cape Fear, and they just keep getting more disturbing. All right. We're also watching the show Lucky. And book-wise, I finished entitled The Rise and Fall of the House of York. I like a good royal like gossip book every now and then. So this was by Andrew Lowney, and basically told the story of the fall of the former Prince Andrew, who is now Andrew I don't know, Windsor, basically, about his downfall, and also Sarah Ferguson, his ex-wife, and just they're both very entitled people, and they've really kind of made many mistakes, and it just retold what most of us have already read if you keep up with any, current events, and got into a lot of things that were kind of just things that I hadn't heard about because I, of course, live in the US, but I'm sure many of you in the UK have. So yes, I finished that book. It was a library book, and I actually read it very quickly. So yes, very good. All right, I have not started Dungeon Carl Crawler Carl yet. I bought it, showed it to you last week. Have not started that, but I hope to this coming week. And guess that's about it, really. I don't have anything else. So I am now going to go take a nap. So thank you all for joining me. I will see you all. Well, I should tell you, if you made it this far, I may not be vlogging next week because we are going to have Atticus on Friday, and I've got a pretty busy Friday and Saturday next weekend, so I may not vlog. I will post on the community page or do a post. I think that's what it's called on the community page, I think. I don't know. But I will try to post on there if I'm not going to vlog. All right. I will see you all next week or the week after. Bye.